Hi, I'm Carly with MoonMoon Ceramics, and we're going to make a bowl today. The tools that we're using are our 6-inch bow form. This form is double-sided. You can use either side to make 2 different shapes. All of our forms are hand sanded to eliminate any layer lines and ensure that each mold is smooth. The cutters that we're using is our rainbow circle cutter set, and we're going to cut out a 10-inch circle to drape over our 6-inch form. Okay, now I'm going to use the 10-inch cutter and we're going to cut out a circle. Make sure my clay is unstuck from my table. I'm actually going to use the bottom of this form and we're going to drape our clay. So to keep my clay from sticking, I'm going to use a little thin piece of plastic. Drape it over my form, then we're going to drape our clay. We're going to center our clay. I'm just trying to get it perfectly centered. Then from there, we're going to gently wrap our clay over our form. So I'm just pushing some mild pressure on the clay to get it to drape. Our clay is draped and now we're going to let it sit up for a little bit before we finish the edge and stamp it. Okay, next I'm going to stamp my maker's mark into the bottom of my bowl. I'm just going to try to make sure I'm getting it as centered as I can. Okay. This has been sitting up for a little bit, so now we're going to flip it. So I'm going to just gently flip the form. And take out our mold. Like that. We're going to very carefully peel our plastic out. All right, I'm just transferring this carefully to a bat. This is extremely wet clay, so we're being careful to try to keep our form. I'm going to use my red rib tool and I'm going to smooth the inside where the plastic left little markings. You can also use a sponge. This is porcelain, so I'm not using a sponge. I don't want to add any more water to it. So while I smooth the inside, I'm using my outside to brace it, outside hand to brace the form. And we're bowing out the inside of the bowl. I'm just compressing the foot, the base of the bowl, smoothing out the inner seam. All right, I'm gonna let this stiffen up a little bit before I trim my edge. This clay is very wet, and if I try to cut it now, it will distort the shape. So I'm gonna let it harden, not quite leather hard, and then I'm gonna cut and smooth my rim. Okay, I've let this set for a few hours, and we're going to trim the edge now that the clay is stiff enough. I'm going to smooth the rim with a sponge. All right, that's it. And we finished the bowl that we made together using our bow drape form. I just smoothed out the rim, and now we're gonna let it dry completely before we bisque fire it. This is porcelain, so it needs to dry slowly under plastic. Would you like to help?